Namaste and good morning, everyone. Let's start our Wednesday class with some prayers. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhurbhavasvaha, Tatsavitra Varenayam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat, Asto Ma Sadgamya, Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamya. ओम सेनावतु सेना भुनक्तु सवीर्यं कर्वावै तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावै ओम शांति 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 We all know that we are living in a world of comforts and conveniences. One of the conveniences, just sitting at home, we can still connect with each other, talk to each other, see each other across the globe. Almost everything imaginable is at our disposal. We have planes and the trains and the buses and the private automobiles, private jets also. They can whisk us from place to place. Climate-controlled dwellings of various descriptions. Clothes for every season, taste and fancy. Electronic devices in a variety of shapes and sizes for our entertainment also. And a bewildering array of appliances and gadgets to make our household chores very simple. And every day something new is coming up. At a push of a button, our food is heated. Hot, cold water from the tap. Big screens, small screens. All kinds of luxuries. We can be immersed in the hustle bustle of Chicago downtown at the breakfast time. And by lunchtime, we can be at some quiet beach in the tropical area. We have all that. Yet happiness escapes us. So comforts are there, luxuries are there, but happiness is not there. So in other words, despite our mastery of the external world, our internal world is not in our control. We are run by fear internally. We need politicians to grant us security, religious leaders to grant us spiritual security, therapists to grant us psychological security, police to make us feel safe on the streets, physicians and specialists to secure our physical health, lawyers to secure our rights, and insurance companies to protect us when everything fails us to protect us. That's why there's a fear. We are so dependent on others. And there's a fear all the time. Because we do not realize that security lies in self-understanding. And in understanding our relationship with others. Because we don't live in a vacuum. We are social beings. Security comes from vanquishing our inner enemy, which is called fear. When we have done that, we will have gained the wisdom to know how to live peacefully, whether we are in our home or at workplace or on a beach or anywhere else. So we got to learn how to live peacefully with our so-called enemies in the external world. Remember, I said so-called. They are not enemies, but we think they are our enemies. This will enable us to create a secure world where happiness can become a living reality. Because that's what we are looking for, happiness. How can we translate this understanding into practice? Because yoga is all about practice, about sadhana. So we want happiness, we don't want fear, we don't want insecurity. So how do we really get to that place? How can we implement the practice in our daily lives? There are two main problems here. First, most of the people are confused. Clarity is not there. They do not know who they are, what they are made of, what their strengths and the weaknesses are, what they want to achieve, what they are afraid of losing, what they wish to preserve. They are confused about it. That is one problem. And because they do not have a clear understanding of the meaning and purpose of life, they fail to define their needs or establish priorities. They're just running here and there without purpose. And the second problem is lack of self-confidence. Because when you don't even know who you are, how can there be confidence? Except for a few fortunate ones, people have neither trust in themselves nor faith in the divine. These two problems are the breeding ground for all human frailty. So fear and lack of self-confidence. Religion and politics have long been used to exploit human weaknesses. But if we want to be happy, we must learn to empower ourselves and take charge of our own destiny. We must overcome our confusion. Develop self-confidence. This means that we have to transform ourselves. Only then we can fulfill our social responsibilities and truly serve humanity. Because we want to serve, we want to stay connected, but we have to do the prerequisites first. First, we have to quell our own inner unrest. And then with a calm and tranquil mind, we have to understand what people really need and how we can be instrumental in helping them achieve it. Because we want to help others, but if we are not at a solid ground, how can we help? We always end up giving whatever we have. If we have a restless mind, that's what will give others, the restlessness. If you have an angry mind, we'll just give anger to others. So self-transformation means creating conditions both inside and outside us that lead to a healthier and happier life. That's why we want to transform ourselves. We are not transforming our essence. That cannot be transformed. That is pristine, clear, perfect. We are transforming our personality layers. And it requires us to overcome our faults, transcend our limitations, and unfold our inner strength. We have that strength, but we got to learn how to unfold it. And this comes easily to those who are willing to assess their own strengths and weaknesses. We got to reflect upon ourselves. And people who are determined to know who they are, they can easily do it. Unflinching self-assessment leads to self-understanding. Like, this is what I am. We should know. Because we often want to know others, but first know yourself. This is what I am. This is what my circumstances are. This is what I can expect of myself. We should know our limitations. And this is how I can go on discovering, step by step, the higher goals of my life. Otherwise, all of this is just a few words which just fade away very quickly. So self-transformation begins the moment we commit ourselves to living a healthier and happier life. Commitment. So the crucial question is, how can we create these conditions? The answer is very simple. Discover your main problems and address that. For most of us, it is that we are exhausted. In spite of all the luxuries, people still say that, oh, I'm so tired, don't have the energy, feel so exhausted, even the young ones. We are weighed down with fatigue. And another disease is anxiety, stress. There are so many demands on our time that we find ourselves trying to cram 2 days' work of obligations into one morning. That's why you end up hearing from people, there are not enough hours in a day to do what I am supposed to do. That is the way of today's world. And circumstances demand that most of us will continue living under these conditions. And people think it's unavoidable. This is how it is. And this stress is further intensified by our chaotic lifestyles. We want to attend every gala, every invitation, every place, every vacation spot. People just mention it and we just want to go. Then another thing is very unhealthy diets. Eating at the wrong time, wrong food, wrong amount of food. And even talking while eating. Poor breathing habits, negative thoughts. And if the stress goes on unmanaged for a long time, and if it affects, seep into our nervous system, our energy drops and our immune system is compromised, then the toxins caused by stress overwhelm the body's natural healing capacity, which our Vedic seers, they call it a Munji Shakti. It's already inside us, but we are not aware of it, and we have suppressed it. And we begin to feel so tired, so sluggish that we become irritable, depressed, or pathetic. And if these symptoms are not addressed at their source, the subtle energy, which we call prana, which provides nourishment to both the body and the mind, becomes blocked. And stagnation sets in. Our capacity to absorb, assimilate the nourishment from the food, water, air, and even loving relationships begin to decline. Because we do get energy. When somebody touches us, how do we feel nourished whenever Guru touches us? Or when the loving parents, they touch us. So in the relationships also, we feel that nourishing energy. That's why the most effective techniques for living a healthier and happier life are those which help us manage stress, re-energize our body, boost our immune system, and clear our mind. So we need it at every level of our personality. These techniques are the foundation of self-transformation. One time, I asked my Guruji, because I'm sure I have mentioned it to you, that I asked him one time that, what time do you sleep? Because I wanted to go to sleep after he sleeps, and I always wanted to get up before he gets up. But I couldn't ever see him getting up after I get up. And I asked him, I said, what time do you sleep? He said, sometimes between 12 and 2. And then I asked him, where do you get your stamina? You never seem to be tired. Always helping, always working, countless people, always in a good mood. Where do you get this? His reply was that, people have a disorganized life. They don't know how to eat. They don't know how to sit. They don't know how to breathe, how to sleep, how to eliminate, and how to relax. We do all those things, but we don't know how to. While we are eating, we are talking. When we are trying to sleep, we are planning. So we are not doing what we are supposed to do at that time. We are losing the energy. That was his answer. So if we do all that, let me tell you, he had one small room that was everything for him. You can find anything in the world in that, and he knew where it is, whether it was a needle or a thread or a scissors or a tape or a glue or a pen. Few essential things, but always at the same spot. That is called organized life. We don't do anything right, and then we expect to have an energetic body, a joyful mind. How is it possible? We got to learn how to give a complete rest to our body and mind, at least once a day. This body does so much for us. Can you imagine the feet which we ignore, hold our weight of our body for so many hours? Do we care for them? There are yogasanas for the feet. Sure, there are yogasanas for the head and the neck and the eyes and the nose, but for the feet also, and the toes also, and the heels also, do we do that? Do we give a rest, a complete rest to our mind at least once a day? But people don't know how to rest. They think that they can rest simply by taking time off from work, going on vacation, watching TV, or curling up in the couch. Let me tell you, that's not rest. Most people even mistake sleep for rest. But if you really know how to rest, you can overcome your fatigue without sleeping for a long time. This is what I learned from him. When you're tired, the body produces chemicals that make you feel sluggish and sleepy. Sleep is not a necessity. It is a sign that you need rest. And rest means that you must do something to rid yourself of fatigue and renew your vitality. And what do we do? If we feel fatigued, we'll just take some kind of either medicine or some liquid, which is even more harmful for us. We think that is the way to relax, to intoxicate ourselves. That's anti-yoga. The technique that enables you to accomplish this goal is Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra. With this practice, you cleanse your body, relax your mind, accelerate the process of healing and rejuvenation, rebalance your internal state. This is what you do if you want to transform yourself. Yoga Nidra addresses those aspects of body and mind that are the most deeply exhausted. Those parts of our being that have been damaged most by the undercurrent of anxiety running through our lives. Through Yoga Nidra, you take your body to a state similar to hibernation. And yet you remain aware of yourself. Your body, breath, mind, even the world around you. In this semi-suspended state, the mind is completely free from all worldly concerns as it travels through every nook and cranny of the body. It's witnessing its strengths, its weaknesses. That's how the body's healing power awakens spontaneously. See, I told you that God has given us that healing power within our body. But we don't use it. It's almost like something you don't use. It just goes into the dormancy. And that's what has happened to our beautiful Munj Shakti. We don't know how to use it. It has become dormant, ineffective. So in this state, the Yoga Nidra state, the body's innate wisdom knows how to make the best use of its own healing power. During Yoga Nidra, a part of the mind that normally remains asleep awakens and prompts the limbs and organs to renew themselves. We don't need to know what needs to be cleansed and how we can clean it, what needs to be nourished, how to nourish it, what needs to be healed, and how to heal it. This awakened aspect of the mind knows it all. That's why our mind is called the Devata. It knows. We just don't give our mind the chance to do all of it. So this Devata says, okay, you don't listen to me. I am going to go into the dormancy. You deal with your own problems then. If you want to rely on the medicine and you want to rely on the intoxicants, or you want to rely on the therapists, go ahead, do it. I have seen people going through therapist after therapists for years, still suffering. Medicine after medicine. Our yogis, they keep on telling us. All the yogis, they have said that again and again, that power is within you. You have to learn how to tap into this power. The practice of Yoga Nidra involves several steps, and it is best to learn each step and practice it for a period of time before proceeding to the next. And we have done Yoga Nidra before. I'm sure you're all familiar with the 9-step Yoga Nidra, where you want to sleep, because a lot of people cannot sleep, so it puts them to sleep. There is a Yoga Nidra 61 steps also. These yogis are so generous. They say, if you don't have enough time, we will shorten it for you. So today I am going to tell you the medium size 31 points Yoga Nidra. Only 31 points, which is easily done. But the first step is we got to draw the mind from the day-to-day concerns of the life and bring it into the cave of your heart. Because mind, which has been running constantly from an object to the next object in the external world, never learned to turn itself inward. Distractions have become our habit. So we have to break this habit and form a new habit. We can always replace the habits. Mind likes habits. We cannot get rid of the habit, but we can definitely replace the habit. So the mind, which was just running in the external world, we just tell that mind, hey, keep on running, but I'm giving you a new area to run in. That's what you are telling the mind. So the habit of rest comes. This we can accomplish by practicing this technique. Throughout this practice, make sure you breathe deeply. No jerks or noise in your breath. No pause between the inhalation and exhalation. That means no holding. Do this practice once a day when you are neither full nor hungry. Wash your face and hands, rinse your mouth before you begin. Because you are trying to do something very important. You want to make sure that you are clean. Make sure that your room is clean and quiet and nobody disturbs you. It's best to practice Yoga Nidra on the floor. But if you prefer a bed, make sure the mattress is firm. Lie down on your back with your feet spread a little more than a hip width apart. And your arms, they should be comfortable distance from your body, like from your torso. Palms up, just like we do in Shavasana. If you are chilly, cover yourself with a light blanket. Once you are comfortable, mentally scan your body from head to toe. With the inhalation, tense your whole body to your fullest capacity. With the exhalation, relax completely. Then tense your right leg, then relax it. Then tense and relax your left leg, your right arm, your left arm. Once again, tense your whole body and relax it. Readjust your body if necessary. You want to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Now bring your awareness to your abdominal region. and pay attention to your breathing. With the inhalation, notice your abdomen rising. And as you exhale, your abdomen falling. Breathe gently, smoothly, quietly. So quietly that you can't even hear yourself. Breathe. Continue this for 8 to 10 breaths. That means you're just trying to fully relax your body with this breathing technique. Then bring your attention to the points between your eyebrows. Relax while you inhale and then exhale. So your mind is there, you inhale and exhale. From there, bring your attention to the hollow of your throat. Right here. Relax your throat. The whole, actually, the region, relax it. Take one deep breath. In this way, let your mind travel from one point to the next. Let me give you the list of those 31 points. Point between the eyebrows, hollow of the throat, right shoulder joint, right elbow joint, middle of the right wrist, tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the small finger. So that means all your tips of all your fingers. Right wrist joint, right elbow joint, right shoulder joint, hollow of the throat. So that means you are going from down and then coming up again here. Then move towards the left side, the same way. The left shoulder joint, left elbow joint, middle of the left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the small finger. Okay, so starting from the thumb, going all across. Left wrist joint, left elbow joint, left shoulder joint, hollow of the throat, then heart center. Right nipple, heart center, left nipple, heart center. Altogether, these are 31 points. When we do that 61 points, we go towards the rest of the body. But in this 31 point Yoga Nidra, it's shorter, easy to remember, because you have already relaxed your legs, both the legs, the rest of the body also. You're breathing properly, then just going through this upper body. Make sure that you're stopping at each point for the duration of one breath. This don't go very quickly. When you have taken a complete rest at the heart center, then gently roll onto your left side. Relax for a few breaths and get up slowly. So the first step in the practice of Yoga Nidra allows the mind to become familiar with the body. The body which does so much for us, we ignore it. We got to pay attention to this body. We got to help our body to overcome its habit of running randomly from one thought to the next. That's how our mind learns to follow instructions. And it attends to the very basic thing which we tell our children to do. the little kids to do. Rest, relax, and renew. Do we do it ourselves or have we forgotten? This is not only for the toddlers, this is for us also. Rest, relax, and renew. So in this initial stage, it's not forced to stay on one point for too long. Before its roving tendency begins to manifest in the form of disturbance, distraction, or boredom, it's led to the next point. That's why just one breath at one point, so you can see that this whole Yoga Nidra can be finished. I would say if 31 points, in 30 minutes you can do it. It's not all day long. But the benefit which you get from this is tremendous. You got to learn how to take a smooth, deep breath at each of these 31 points. That's how your nervous system will get restored. It will develop its natural harmony between the body and the mind. In this harmonious and balanced state, the dormant healing forces begin to awaken. They not only awaken, they really nourish our entire organism. This is what happens. This is how powerful this Yoga Nidra is. You're not sleeping, but you are just getting the benefit of a deep sleep while staying awake. But you are not letting your mind run here and there. You are controlling your mind. You are resting your body. You are controlling your mind. You are bringing your body, mind, and breathing in harmony. And that's how you get the benefit. And that's how you transform yourself. So I would strongly suggest practice it on a daily basis. And if you don't want to do it 31 point, do the 9 points. But if you want to go through the 61 points, we do have some recordings of that practice also on our website. And maybe one of these days we will record, because it's good that somebody's voice is coming and all you are doing is just following the direction from that voice. Otherwise, very hard to do it on your own. So, but whatever I have given you, at least do it. Make an attempt of doing it, please. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Visheshyate Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.